Hi, my name is Simon King, and I'm interviewing my grandpa, Omar Hochstetler, which we call him, and his nickname, Bobo. Grandpa, how'd you get your nickname, Bobo?
Well, my first grandkid, Emily King, your sister, couldn't say Grandpa when she was small, so she called me Bobo. And ever since that, all my grandkids just call me Bobo.
Okay. What origin did the name Hochstetler come from?
Well, my ancestors came here direct from Germany in 1752, I believe it was.
What was school like when you were young?
Well, it's much different than what you have today. I went to a little country school. Of course, that's about everything. The only thing that was around. There were 42 students, and there were little Amish community, and mostly Amish kids going there. And we had 8th grade and one teacher, and a big pot-belly stove in the middle of it. And we used to have to stoke the fire in the morning to get it warm.
What was your favorite subject in school?
Well, probably my favorite subject was American history because I was always interested in Indians and the history of America, so probably that was my favorite subject.
What kind of transportation did you have as a child?
Well, that was a little different than what you got today. We, coming from an Amish background, we had horse and buggies, but there weren't too many cars around back in those days with other people, so we used horse and buggies.
Did you speak a different language being Amish?
Yeah, well, I learned to speak English when I went to public school. Prior to that, I spoke German, and I couldn't speak English till I went to school.
Well, could you say something in the language or German, as you say? Could you speak something of that and then tell us what it is in English?
Wie bist du, der kleine Bub? That means, how are you, you small boy?
That's neat. What kind of clothes did you wear?
Well, basically, my mother made, they were all homemade clothes. We didn't have sweatshirts and pullover shirts. We basically wore blue jeans and denim shirts. They all looked alike, by the way. We didn't have a lot of different models.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
Well, I had 5 brothers and, I had 4 brothers and 5 sisters. There was 10 of us in the family.
How many of them stayed Amish?
Well, I got 2 sisters and 1 brother that are still Amish. The rest of them are no longer Amish.
What kind of work did you have to do as a child? Like chores?
Oh, basically, we'd have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. We'd have to go out and milk the cows, feed the pigs, clean out the barn. We had to do all of that before we'd go to school.
Man, a lot of work. What kind of work did your father do?
Well, basically, we lived on a farm, but he wasn't much of a farmer. He let us boys do the farming when we were pretty small, and he'd work out at carpenter work, or else he's a furniture maker. He had a woodworking shop, and he made a lot of furniture.
What did you do for fun?
Well, when we had a playtime, which normally was on a Sunday afternoon during the week, we had to work. We normally played softball, was about the only thing we did that, and go swimming. We'd go down the creek when the ice got off the creek and jump into that for a while.
Can you think of an embarrassing thing that happened to you as a child?
Oh, probably a whole bunch of them. Probably the most embarrassing thing is when I got spanked the first time in school.
They spanked people in school?
Yeah, they did a pretty good job of it, and I had it coming.
When did you leave home?
When I was 17 years old.
What was your first job?
My first job, you mean after I left home or before?
After.
Oh, first job, I worked in a factory here in Sturgis, and they used to make windows. It was a storm window factory.
Have you ever had your own business?
Oh, I've had about 3 of them. I had 4, I guess, as a matter of fact.
How long have you been married, and how many children do you have?
Well, I've been married 39 years and had 3 children, 1 boy and 2 girls. One of them being their mother.
Well, for the last question, if you could do life over again, what would you do different?
Well, probably what I'd do different is I'd have my grandkids first because they're more fun. It's a lot more fun to spoil them and send them home.
Thanks, Grandpa. This has been Simon King interviewing Omar Hochstetler. Signing off.